Welcome. This is the very first, what we calling it, Mack Report Live. It's kind of like a video podcast. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. At the moment, it's just interviews and sort of meeting people, and that's sort of the plan. And then from here, we're going to move forward and we'll start maybe having people back and we'll talk about, like, we've got loads of plans, but what happened in the world and all that sort of stuff. Coops, hello, man. Jules, hello. Welcome to the stream. So there we go. People starting to pop in now, so this should be good. Ristey, you're my first guest. I hope you feel proper honoured, man. I'm
I'm
delighted.
just, I'm more privileged that you saw me the first time and you've invited me back.
Mate, your Hog Rider comment. I mean, I've never seen a more popular comment in all my videos. That's some memeing stuff going on there.
I'm still waiting for the short.
Yeah, I've got some plan. I've got to turn them up. Thank you very much, Coobs. There we go. How do I do that? Crunk, hello, man. Let's just. I'm gonna blast your audio right up. Give us a wee hello now, Risty man.
Yo, yo, yo.
There we go. Is that better, people? Let me know if we still need to turn them up a little bit. Shay, hello, welcome to the stream as well. Guys, I'm probably going to ignore chat. The sound effects are off. That's a little bit better. Okay, right, we'll turn them right up, man. There we go. Right, okay, so I've got a bunch of questions here. The format, we've got a wee tier list later on. I'm going to try and make it some regular feature, weekly feature. My camera's very messed up at the moment. But we're going to try and make this a regular feature where we do some questions, and then we'll do a wee tier list, a bit of fun, and then we'll do some over stuff. Just don't talk over him. Perfect, Mystery. I'll try my best. So, go on then. I'll shut up for a little bit, and Ristey, you're going to tell us all about. Just tell us about yourself. How long you've been playing the game? Who do you play for, in case anyone doesn't know, and all that sort of stuff. Go for it. Let us know.
So yeah, I basically played Clash of Clans when it first came out, which was September of 2012. I downloaded it, not really to play it, so I picked it up again in 2013, and yeah, I've just been hooked ever since. I'm very, very competitive minded, so it instantly drew me in, just smashing at people's bases, and there was a tactical element to it. So naturally, I was a little bit impatient in trying to have to farm up, but just learning as much as I could. I had a few good friends along the way that they gave me tips that I thought I didn't really need. Turns out, YouTube is quite handy. So yeah, certain things I was just stuck in my ways about, and yeah, sort of had to get over them to progress. But I set up Unfair Warfare on 8th of July 2017, and I haven't really looked back since. So I basically birthed Unfair Warfare, and we've managed to somehow, through the luck and pull of getting players in, manage to turn it from basically a global roulette of picking people from global and booting them if they were, politely putting it, just children. I wasn't going to be their girlfriend, and I wasn't going to give them co-leader. So it was a bit of fun to begin with, and then progressively, as it started chewing up more of my time, I wanted to make things a bit more competitive. And we're talking like 3.5 years later. I'm quite. It's always quite humbling to have very good players around me, very good people helping behind the scenes, and to build things up from scratch. Just as Unfair Warfare as a start, but to have a family server of over 1,400 people also behind us is particularly, it's a good achievement that I probably don't look at enough. That I am very proud of.
And was that what you set out to do with Unfair Warfare? Was it to create a family, or did it just start off as a clan and then sort of go from there?
So the clan actually started off as just me being able to donate troops to my mates, and they wanted it set up so I could give them troops, which was something I didn't want to do at the time. I was in a top UK clan for trophies, and I was happy there. But they were at scrub level town halls, inferior numbers, and I couldn't get into the same clan. So managed to convince me, and we set it up. And yeah, the intention was never to even go sort of look at the competitive scene, but yeah, it just started off as a clan, and we joined the RCS a bit later on, and then the RCS didn't work out for us. We basically founded Unfair Warfare Family on the fact that we were struggling to have 50 competitive players in a clan, and we wanted to look at leagues, and to have 50 very, very good players all playing for your clan is something that's impossible to do to keep people happy. But at the same point, it's also very time consuming to try and recruit and then keep those same minded players. People suffer burnout. People naturally have stuff going on in real life. So for clans, the sort of mix of I guess it's fairly tidal in terms of players. Players come in and out, and I mean, if any clan looks back at players they used to play with that they don't play with anymore, it sort of builds up clans to where they are now. But they just become part of the history, and everything that is ongoing at the moment, and decisions just affect the future. And let's take nothing away from the history, but it's good to have the history for definite. But if you want to sort of keep things manageable and maintain a healthy clan, then you've definitely got to be looking at things in the future that are changing and adapting as the game changes.
So do you find that as well? Do you still having to work on constantly recruiting as well, or does the 5v5 format basically changed your recruitment style?
In honesty, we generally tend to find the exposure for league wars are the best ways. We don't generally do too much recruitment in terms of posting stuff out there. We've got the family server, the family get a lot of people come in, and the idea of the family server is that they come in and they get a choice where they want to go. And yeah, I mean, we utilize the likes of Twitter and Discord to good effect, but in reality, it's quite a nice situation to be in, because after probably the early years and building yourself up from a level 1 clan, which I think, to be honest, at the moment is pretty impossible to do unless you're using mates. I think that it's just going to be a struggle. But after the struggle of having to constantly put sort of adverts out there and respond to players looking for clans on Reddit, which was a tool we used to use, we don't really have to go searching anymore, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm just reading all the chat, all the abuse that you're getting in the chat. Hello everyone, welcome. Sound alerts are off. I'm sorry. So we don't have sound alerts on just now, just because we've got Ristey turned right up. Although I did forget to turn them up at the beginning there. We do have viewer questions coming up later on. So if you want to put some questions in the chat, feel free. Might want to do that as a highlighted message, so I remember to ask them. We've got we had a little bit of delays. I managed to lose my picture, which was a little bit ridiculous. Which, you know, noob that I am. But so we're a little bit tight on time. But what I've got here, we've got a second scene, and this is, you know, just a bit of a fun activity to do. We've got a little tier list here. Something not too controversial. This one is a tier list based on the super troops. My plan is every week when we get a guest in, we'll have different things in a tier list. So here we go. Here's your tier list of the super troops here. Ristey's going to talk us through them. You guys can agree or disagree, and then we've got some more questions, including the big announcement coming up in a little while as well. But we'll talk about that in a little while. And I think it is pretty big. I think it's pretty huge. But anyway, so Ristey, you are now alone on the screen. I'm in the background. But just tell who are we putting? Oh, I don't know. Why don't we start right at the bottom? Who's your most hated super troop? Which one do you find most useless?
Valks.
Valks.
For me, I've probably used them a couple of times on the try, and I just, okay, yeah, they drop a rage, but quite heavy, and I just don't see a point from.
Yeah, they're just I've never found a use for them. The rage spell's like smaller, doesn't last very long, and they take so much housing space up, don't they? And it's an interesting one. Although, remember when the Infernal Drag came out, nobody used that thing. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's a bit useless, isn't it?" And now, so maybe we're just waiting for someone to discover how these Valks can be used. But yeah, right. Who have you got next?
Until then.
Until then, yeah, they'll stay down there. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, for me, I've used archers a few times, but nah. Okay, fair enough.
Putting archers up at the sea level.
I'd probably drop them. In the D.
Putting them in D as well. Oof, yeah. There we go. All right.
I've heard archers love the D.
And so what about most useful then? Is it still super? Is it super wall breakers? Is that what we're saying?
As in into the S tier?
Yeah, up to the right. Yeah, the S tier, right up the top. Let's jump right up the top.
Okay, jump to the top is fine. Yeah, I would probably say the super wall breakers, because even though some people might have skills with normal wall breakers, and I would like to say I'm not one of those. The super wall breakers just go with quite a lot, and they're fail safe basically. Unless you do something really stupid, your super wall breakers are practically a guarantee. And for 8 troop space, they're pretty handy.
I like that. Okay, now we're getting into a little bit more. I think most people probably agree with most of that. Maybe not the archers. Might have some fans of super archers. I know Samuel loves the super archers, for his content hits. But yeah, where are you putting the other ones? I know you're a big fan of super witches. Where are you putting them?
I would put them in the top tier in the S. For me, they're just one of the meta troops at the moment. They're one of the most powerful armies, and as far as reliance on the super troops go, probably both of those troops go well together.
Yeah. Super wall breakers being able to have two super troops. Super witches are the troop that have benefited most from that, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. Where you pick one now? You tell us where we're putting the next one.
I'll probably put giants in the C category.
Okay.
And I'd put them along ice hounds. I just think that for ice hounds, it's just a bit of a. I mean, I'm not a Lalo player either, but the freeze is helpful on there. But for an extra 10 troop space, I'll probably just take 2 loons and then just be a bit better with my spells.
I'm a big fan of the ice hound because of the phrase Snowlo. It's my favourite title for that strategy. It's not coined on yet. Might need someone else to sort of market that a little bit. But yeah, go for it. What else we got then? Where are we putting Infernal Drags? Are they S tier or do you hate them?
No, I feel they're going to B tier.
B?
I'd stick them alone in the B tier because everybody loves a good air spam, but E-drags.
They're E-drags but with Infernals instead, are they?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in the middle mainly because I think they're like Marmite. You either love them or you hate them, and I don't want to be seen to be biased chucking them high or low.
All right, no, that's cool. I like that. That's a bit controversial. Lando getting offended that you've disrespected the giants like that. He is a big fan of those super giants. Go on then. Where else are we putting stuff?
His giants are just tanking. I'm just saying the witches do all the work. So yeah, the last 3 I'd probably put in the same tier. So goblins, wizards, and minions. I just think that they're very diverse. You can use them in the CCs. You've got your blizzard, you've got your safety blimps, and a good super minion CC is fairly handy.
And these on the S tier, did you say? Sorry.
No, they'd make up the 3 in the A tier.
The A tier, I got you.
Yeah. You can use, like, they're very versatile.
Very useful situational sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the poor Barb down the bottom there. Where are you putting him then? Is he D or C? I think he's probably down there somewhere.
He's in the D as well.
Yeah.
I think he's mainly seen as a swag. swag troop.
Yeah,
Fairly good expensive funnel for
yeah.
long queen charges when the meta was broken. That's uh, yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
super
about
troops
all.
have basically made troops that were, I mean, maybe with the exception of goblins, troops that were already being used, get used more, and then yeah, barbs and archers still right down the bottom. Is what we're saying. I like that,
Yeah, I'm not
guys.
going to use a barge or the super barge. Just
Yeah, that's
nah.
it's just for that good old content hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simmers thinks we need a new tier just for the barb, just to put him right down the bottom, add an extra tier in the double D.
Well, now we're talking.
Awesome. I've got a way of like sharing. I think I can share this. I'm not quite sure how. So I'll put this on Twitter later on, guys, and you can yell abuse it, Ristey. This is his choice, his thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna save that. Oh, flipping heck, that's I'm not gonna do that just now. I'm just gonna leave that right now. Double D says Lando. So let me just switch back over so everyone can see me again. My mental camera that's not really working. Right, so we've got more questions here. We've kind of covered Unfair Warfare and all that sort of stuff. We cover Super Troops. We're going to look at more about your clan specifically now, as opposed to the whole family. Kind of a we can yell abuse at Ristey. Look at like your clan specifically. So we've got like you've got a bit of a strange setup where you've got maybe 3 teams at the moment. Is that right?
Technically, at the moment, we've got 5.
5 teams. Well, there you go. That shows how
Yeah.
much I know. Right, go for it. Take us through kind of like the rough setup, why you've chosen to go down that way, because that's quite a number of teams.
Well, we basically have a lot of competitive players that want to play, and naturally, if you don't keep them happy and keep them playing, then they look to go elsewhere where they can get game time. And for us, we're fortunate enough to have enough people that want to run it. We've got enough options. So yeah, five teams for us is manageable at the moment. And um, we did have a system where we kind of tiered them. So when a new recruit would come in, the recruitment process would be more of a ladder system. We done away with that fairly sharpish because branding somebody team 2, 3 was fairly sort of derogatory, and if you didn't sort of make your way up, it was just a bit of stigma attached, I suppose, to sort of higher numbers being lesser skill. So we didn't really want a new recruit come in actually be fairly good and still be frustrated that he was playing in UW Team 7. So yeah, that's effectively something we tried to change. We tried to adopt more of a I guess more of a sort of tribe gaming approach. You see that they've got lots of teams, but they don't sort of brand each other as. I mean, you obviously refer to the tribe main team, but they've got names for everybody else, and they're referred
Yeah,
to as names, which I think is a more polite and fair way of basically adopting it. And it's not to say that for example, one of our other teams is better than the other, and you don't sort of switch the numbers around just because. So the names allow them to create their own reputation and allow them to earn their own sort of respect, have some independence, and potentially gain invites to leagues on their own merit, which is good.
yeah, it's cool. So Hans has, I think, named a few of your teams there for you. Can you give us a rundown of the teams and sort of the main players in each one? And I mean, this might be a good time to throw in your big announcement. Huge announcement, I think I called it on Twitter.
Yeah, so effectively
This
we've
is your
signed
test.
the.
Can you
Yeah,
remember all your Unfair Warfare names?
I can remember them all. Yeah, definitely. So there's Unfair Warfare, Funfair Warfare, Unfair Funfair, which has it's caused a few issues names wise. So we're looking into that one, but that's not my decision. So yeah, there's Unfair Funfair, Noob Fair Warfare, and then the TH3 Warfare.
Cool, man. Really good. And go and give us a bit of your this. I mean, okay, this might be, you might have have to refer to your notes. You knew this one was coming. Give us a rundown of sort of like the main players that are in each team. Most of them are here. Summers is blown away by your creativity of your team name in there. But there you
go. Well, funnily enough, we're actually having a look at splitting the new Unfair Warfare team up, because there's time zones in there that don't really work, and we've got enough for an Asian team. So we've got very creative with the Asian team name, which for those that were following the Family Feud and the sort of a bit of a giggle, we are actually going to be calling one of them Squiggle Warfare.
Squiggle Warfare, nice. I guarantee if that team gets to Worlds, then Supercell will request that you change your name.
Wow, nice. They can try.
They can try. So go for it. Who else have we got then? So give us the rundown of Funfair.
So the Funfair team is run by Lee. You cover a lot of his streams, so you've probably seen most of them. But you've got the likes of AJ Davey. I'm going to call him New AJ, even though his name changed to iRage. And then Totters, Kalo, Trant, Jackie, and Joe as their newest recruit.
So that's like a good 10 players in there.
9, I believe.
9, yeah, okay. And so, I mean, this is maybe one for Lee J more than yourself, but it kind of maybe translates across as well. How, if you, with the way the new Supercell system's working with Worlds and all that, you're in champs, you're competing, you go forward. How do you pick those 5 that go forward from your team?
So for Lee's team, I believe he's got a few people that have real life stuff coming up. So his team of 9 are for leagues, for league rosters, and he'll probably have only a slight headache rather than a headache of dropping everyone for Worlds. But when it comes to Worlds, we've already got stuff in place for that, and we can basically look to send teams of 5 that want to compete in Worlds to our other clans, and potentially some clans already that have champs lineups, but aren't going to take part in Worlds. So
cool. Go on then, and give us the lineup of Unfair Warfare. Then give us your squad for Unfair Warfare.
So now is probably a good time to drop the big one.
Yeah.
So I am massively excited to be able to announce that Unfair Warfare have managed to somehow convince Lando to join, and he will be basically doing some friendly wars with us, taking part. He seems like a very, very good fit already. He's got very good banter. He's got a very sexy, smooth voice. Which, but we already knew that from the content he puts out. But he's just a very, very solid player, and just somebody that we find very lucky to have picked up. So.
And someone's Paco's just said Silent Snipers lost. So just to be clear, Lando left Silent Snipers, decided to take a different direction, and then the conversation started happening with you, Ristey. Is that correct?
That is correct. I didn't poach.
I feel like basically I'm taking all the credit for this because it was on one of my streams that Ristey noticed that Lando wasn't, and Lando was actually in the stream as well, I think, and noticed that Lando wasn't playing for Silent Snipers, and I'm taking, mate. You did nothing. It's all on me. That's all I'm saying. I made this happen. This beautiful relationship.
Wow.
Watch it all go wrong now.
I can't argue, to be honest. I just tuned in to watch a stream. I think it was a Hydrogen stream, was it?
I can't remember who's. Yeah, it was Silent Snipers were playing someone, and
MCES.
Yeah,
it was the MCES war.
Yeah,
I was having a big argument in stream with Cobbs about who was going to win, and I did. The start of the war, I didn't. I hadn't seen the news on Twitter, and then as soon as I heard about it, I was like, "Oh, minimize Mack, put him out of the way for a little bit." And I did reach out to Lando, and he was just snowballed from there. Really, it was very very flattering. We had a few conversations, long voice conversation. He's jumped in and got to know the guys a bit already, and yeah, he seems like a very good fit. The direction he wants to go seems perfectly in line with what our teams are looking for. So
And
yeah,
we kind of did a bit of a disservice there. We didn't mention the rest of the team. Who's the rest of your Unfair Warfare team? Obviously you've got yourself, the
yeah,
final
so
hitter.
yeah, so we've got Chase, Fap, Dion, Husky, Samo, Stixel, Joker, and I think it's a Chase. I had them all wrote down and in an order, and I was going to read them out, and then I just yeah.
And you've probably
So
offended
we've
someone
got
there.
9, and Lando, yeah. I'll go back and read them in order. I mean, I know it's live and you're not going to cut it out, but at least I'm not going to miss anybody and get
Right, go for it.
any
Yeah.
abuse. So I've got Chase, myself, Husky, Stixel, Dion, Fap, Samo, Joker, and Lando. So that's 9 as well.
I'm pretty sure it was Husky was the name that you missed. And I mean, it's quite difficult to forget Husky because it's either Husky or Ristey that screw up the perfect wars, isn't it? So
This is a lie. This is a lie. Husky's done a couple. I've done a couple. Samo lost his V plates on that one, but that one wasn't technically for our team. It was the UK ones. That was a mix of unfair and funfair. So yeah.
Happy days, brilliant. And what about just on Unfair Warfare? You mentioned there about having like similar ambitions. What's your target for this year? What are you aiming to achieve?
So, as a minimum, which I think is very realistic, is qualifying for Poland and being in the hunt for a golden ticket, and if at least a silver one. Ambitiously, I'd like to think that given enough time, effort, commitment, which we're willing to put in, and some luck on our hands, then I think we could probably make it to the finals and give a good showing. So I would like to say win it.
Hey, you know that why not? But yeah, I like that as a target of sort of like first step, get through this, try and work out this new system, get through the bouncing through things, and then getting on to the next stage. What time are we on? We're on 22. We're pretty good for timing. Right. So, the potato. Tell us the story behind this flipping potato. So, there's an emote that's in chat at the moment. The subs can spam it like mad. I, for months, thought it was a monkey. I was pretty sure it was some sort of gorilla thing going on there. I've had it explained to me that it's potato. So, explain to us the potato phenomenon.
So to be honest, you wouldn't be the only person that didn't recognise it as a potato. I think Lady B once called it a golem.
Yeah,
but
I see that.
Yeah, the story behind it is so it's one that's frustrating because we went through a period where we just couldn't make Champs 1. We were consistently finishing second place in Champs 2, and it was really grinding on me. And it was little things as well that was going wrong during the week. Mainly Ben doing Ben things for CWL, not Husky doing Husky things. That's 5v format, but yeah. So it was really bugging me, and we had a couple of things going wrong. We had one month where there was Skiff disconnected. And so out of frustration, when Skiff disconnected, I went on to like a free logo, like a logo maker on there, and I made one that was like the 3 Wi-Fi bars, and then had like Unfair Warfare at the bottom, and then it's like attacking, and then so that was like it was a bit of a joke. And then Ben basically had a habit of getting 1 stars and or even no stars when he needed 1 stars.
Hey, we've all been there.
That one will always live in the memory. But I only need 1 star, 6%. How hard can it be? And then he drops like 3 E-drags and then disconnects and gets like 23% no star. But so yeah, that aside, there was a bit of a theory that every Friday I would go to the pub and I would play snooker, and then every Friday we would lose the war in Supercell CWL because I wasn't there to plan, talk stuff over, look over plans, and spot people. So I went out one Friday. I was in Manchester seeing a few mates. I was meeting Ben on the Saturday actually, which made it a little bit more awkward, but funny. Funny now. But so I was in a snooker hall in Manchester playing snooker, and he was DMing me, and I was on the snooker table, not looking at my phone, and it was something along the lines of, "Oh, can you look at my plan? I need to hit soon. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm going to hit now." And then it was just like, I'm done with Supercell CWL. It was like the passage of messages that I read. So I knew it was fairly bad. So I like excused myself to go to the toilet, read my phone, and sure enough, he'd one-starred. He'd popped his RC early and not taken the town hall down by like a slither of health. We ended up losing the war, and out of frustration the next day, before I met up with Ben, I went onto the logo app again and then just made another one. And I was like, we're just a bunch of potatoes. Like we're not going like just gaming wise. The term potatoes was like, I'm just crap. This is not going anywhere. This is so annoying. And we were looking at logos for like the past couple of months, and we were looking at sort of different things like warfare associated. And I think it was a couple of the guys were like, actually, we quite like the potato, and we quite like the fact that it's a bit of a joke and it's not serious. So they chucked the kamikaze bandana on him for like pretty much like a Worms style, and then stuck a cigar in his mouth just to make him look a little bit menacing. And then yeah, I mean, that's effectively the birth of the
and
logo.
the brand was born.
Yeah.
Happy days.
So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to put it in its truest form, Ben is the potato that basically the logo is created around. Not that you probably want to call the potato Ben, but
to be fair, Ben has a sound command, and the alternate, I didn't realise this, but the alternate for you can put !UWF, but you can also put !Ben, and it also plays the same sound. So there you go. That was Ben that created that, so yeah, there we go. That makes sense. So we've got time for viewer questions now. So guys, if you want to spam some viewer questions in the chat, you can do. We've got a couple to get us going on this, which, yeah, we'll they're a bit more interesting. So first one comes from
how interesting.
Some noob called Crunk here, who can't tell the time. So Ristey coming in the last minute replacement on this thing. But here we go. So we've got what is your least favourite league and why? And this is a controversial question. This is opinions of Ristey, not of Mack. There we go.
You throwing that out there.
I'm distancing myself from any answer you give here, unless you say AYG, in which case that's fine.
Wow. Seems Crunk asked a question.
Yeah.
EYG maybe for making me answer this question. But yeah, historically, myself personally, I have not got on very well with MLCW. To the point, yeah, to the point where I won't sign any teams up, and I certainly won't get put on any rosters for teams. He knows this as well, so it's a loaded question because when the applications for admins come out, he sent me the form and told me that if I didn't sign up, he was going to sign up for me.
Happy days.
Yeah, just a little bit of history I've got with them. I didn't feel I got on very well with their admins, and the sort of approaches they took and decisions that they made. I just didn't like it. And I guess it's quite. Some people have favorite leagues, some people don't. Like just play the leagues. But I always tend to find that you treat people with a certain level of respect, and you expect a certain level back. I just felt that there was some admins in there. They're not in there anymore, I'm pretty sure. So I will say that for NRCW, that they probably did learn from at least a few of the very negative comments that I threw out at individuals as well. But yeah, I just felt that I was just dealing with a couple of power hungry children, and I just it's the reps and the clans that make a league. And if you've got a league but you've got nobody signing up for it because they don't like the admins, or have got a bit of beef with the league, then you might have a power hungry child but nobody to chuck his power around at. So
yeah, I've had, from a streamer point of view, that I love MLCW. I think but yeah, I've seen some stuff in the past, being up for them. But I think it's a very different experience as a player, isn't it? I've had interesting experience in other like trying to get in as a streamer. You and me had an interesting conversation with a community manager that wasn't interested in community in any way. Oh man, I could have thrown something at him that day. That was fun. Yeah, so we've got more questions. Crunk's got another one here. This is an interesting one. Unfair. It's quite long. Here, I'll split an essay. Unfair Warfare is known as the best true British clan in the game. Just signed Lando from America. But no. Would you like to see a pure British pro team in the game in the future? Would it tempt you to join an all-star 5v5 UK team? I think Crunk's got some plans going on here. I think he's hatching a plan.
I think that's a more complicated question than just a simple yes or no. In a simple yes or no answer, I would potentially be interested if it was done in the right way, it was gone around the right way. And do I think that we'll probably see one? No, not really. I think that people tend to play where they feel that they've got the best synergy, where the chemistry is right. They play with their friends. At the end of the day, unless somebody's going to sort of chuck money at having a team together, you play where you're comfortable. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to be UK. When we took part in the UK event, we were lucky enough that between the Unfair and Funfair, we had 5 very good UK players, and we managed to win the initial sort of tournament, and we got knocked out to some hybrid UK players in the UK tournament, but not that I'm salty about that. I am going to go and take part in the US Mobile Open though, because I did. When was it? September 2018, I think. I visited Las Vegas for 10 days, so I'm probably eligible.
That's basically how it works, is it not?
Yeah, but I tend to find the teams at the moment, especially when if you treat it more like a football scale, and you have your home clans like your Premier League teams, and then if you were to do a UK team, which I know we do at the moment, but have sort of like an international team squad, then I think that would work very well. But to my knowledge, that the pool of players are quite I don't think there's too much of a trial process for that. I think it is people playing basically through affiliation with other mates again.
I think that's kind of the stage it's at, isn't it? So there are these sort of national competitions, but yeah, the questions always seem to come up like how's that person playing for there, and I'm better than them and all that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got more. Trying to find one from the. So we've got one. Leegi says, "What's your thought on Funfair being the best Unfair Warfare team, Ristey?" That's quite a good one. That kind of ties into one that Cobb sent me earlier on, which is which team from Unfair Warfare scares you the most? So Leegi obviously thinks that it's Funfair, and Cobbs is after the team as well. Oh, and Ristey's died.
We got
Ristey a chance to come back. Here we go, he's back.
I'm back. I thought I'd turn notifications off, and my phone vibrated and it chucked it straight off. I'll flip that around again so you can actually see me.
Oh, there
Brilliant.
we go. Perfect. So it
There
was.
we go.
What is the what is your what Unfair Warfare team, not clan, what Unfair Warfare team scares you the most?
I thought if I made a diversion, you weren't going to ask me this question.
No,
So,
never forget.
to be honest, the team I'd probably least likely to play probably would be Funfair, mainly because it's like playing your frenemies, and the stigma that goes with it. I think naturally they'd be seen as the underdogs, but they're very, very good players. They're a very good team. And just to lose and then be bombarded day in, day out until you actually did get another one on them. I mean, I don't even think that would probably stop the bombardment of abuse, but yeah, I mean, it would be good bragging rights for them if they beat us, and that would probably be the for them very, very good, and for us
Nice.
frustrating.
They'd
have to beat us first, but
you know what we should have done? We should have done a tier list for the Unfair Warfare teams, because Hans is obviously wanting you to mention Beatatron. Cubes is clearly wanting you to mention one of the Hydrogen teams here. We could have just put all of the Unfair Warfare competitive teams in and just tier listed us. That would have been good fun and not controversial at all, and wouldn't have offended
not
anyone.
Controversial. No. That would have been another case of, well, there's a double-decker bus coming now, so you're going under that one as well.
Nedstar is asking when you're going to get your haircut, when you're going to sort out your mullet. Compared to my hair, your hair's looking all right, man.
Well, this is a home cut. I go to a Turkish barber's normally. You get the full man, like the man pamper. But it's shut, so as soon as lockdown finishes and the barber's open again, I will get a haircut. But I've made it extra curly today just for Lee. I know he loves my curls. Gives him a twitch.
You get a wee perm, did you?
Yeah, no, I didn't get a perm. I just have naturally curly wavy hair, but just made it a little bit more curly for him, just because.
Nestor says you look like Leo Sayer. Lovely. I don't know if anyone's got any more questions. The only thing left to go, which I realised I haven't set up a scene for, so this isn't really going to work, is we were going to do a wee 1v1, but I actually don't have any cameras or anything set up for that, so I've kind of screwed that one up. I was so busy trying to get this sorted out. Godblin, hello, man. Welcome to the stream. So that one maybe has to get put on hold. I'm not scared.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you're streaming the war. I'm going to bounce to that one, but
yeah.
So I might not be in there to give you some abuse when you lose, but we could do it in clan. It wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I'm just okay. I'll maybe we'll work something out. We might do that in the next when the match starts. I'm gonna have to go away and work it out. It's all a little bit messed up. Coops has just asked when there, who would you put your money on in a 1v1, Coops or Lee J? Oof. That's and Coops has asked that, and Lee J's laughing, so let's
I would probably have to put my money on Lee, mainly because if he cost me some money, I could beat him and punish him. Whereas I couldn't do that if Cobbs lost me the money.
Nice, happy days. We've got what about the? This is maybe a controversial one. It just popped into my head. The whole March, we've got the teams all been selected for this March warm up, where they've done the weirdest selection process ever to find out the top 8 teams. What are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling about that?
Shite.
Yeah.
It's quite simply. I don't like Supercell CWL. I think there's too much win trading going on. There's too many cheating at the top. Supercell just basically given them a 40k tournament that's encouraged helping cheats prosper, basically. And I was always told and brought up that cheating was wrong. And even though I've named us Unfair Warfare, there's no cheating involved in it being unfair. And I do think that for me personally, I just don't like a 15v tournament leading you into a 5v tournament anyway.
Yeah, that doesn't make that bit for me is the most you take away the all the sort of stuff that's going on behind the scenes with it and all that. It doesn't. I don't understand how you get 15 people to go down to 5. Do you know? It's like surely diminishes your teams.
I mean, it's a different skill set as well. 24-hour wars to overthink plans and screw them up yourself, is fine. 15 bases to pick from, but you're looking at a worlds format where you've got fast hitting times, like less planning. I just think it's madness. It just doesn't make any sense to me that they're leading one sort of totally different format into something that's a lot faster and a lot different. I just think that this is just not something that I'm interested in watching that tournament either.
Yeah. I think I managed to ask you the most controversial question right at the end. That's amazing. It just popped into my head. I was like, oh, that's kind of where I want to go with this. Is we want to talk about like all this sort of behind the scenes stuff. But that's awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to do? I know you need to go and get into a war in a second. The jump on voice. We're gonna stream that war right now. I'm gonna might have to restart my stream. I'm not quite sure how this camera's gonna work. But yeah, I'm basically gonna. You are very late, Alex. But yeah, is there anything else that you want to share? Get off your chest.
We pretty much covered it. I'm not wearing a bra, so I don't need to take that off. No, I'm like just appreciate you having me back. These are always a lot of fun, and I'm always up for doing more, getting abused more by the guys in the stream as well. And yeah, just thanks for having me. And I guess basically on the announcement, just welcome Lando to the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, just appreciate having me back on. It didn't frighten you off, obviously, the first time round.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. It was all a little bit haphazard at the start when my camera wasn't working, so I had to delay the whole thing. And Alex, man, you've missed all the big news. And Alex has now just hit the shock of what's going on with Lando. Yeah, so there we go. But mate, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming by, guys. I'm gonna turn off the stream, restart Streamlabs, and then go live again in a second. We've got Unfair Warfare coming up, and I think they need to win this. Is that right? I think you need to win this one.
We're going to go through as either third or second in the group.
Okay.
If we score 13 stars, then we'll finish second ahead of
someone
Hydrogen,
else.
actually, the Helium Gaming, I think. So yeah, 13 stars is the target today. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. We just need to score 13.
Happy days. Awesome.
But we're already through in third, but third's not good enough.
Mate, thank you so much for coming by. Guys, thank you for hanging about. Please just refresh the stream. It'll come back on in a second. I'm just going to change around some things, get it all set up, get my camera sorted out. You can see I'm a little bit messed up. But guys, thank you so much. Ristey, thank you. Around about the same time next week, we're going to do the same thing again. So it's going to be amazing. Thank you very much.
It just won't be with me.
Yeah, it just won't be Ristey. Yeah. Different guest. Right.
No worries, thanks.
All the best.